And welcome to Thursdays with Annette at 2 o'clock. So grateful that you're joining me today because this week I'm going to be talking about Diabetes Awareness Week. So this might be a good time to grab pen and paper so you can take notes, so you can remember everything that I say. Now, last week we talked about exercising over winter, and I think there was lots of really good tips, if I don't say so myself, and I think it helped a lot of people. I noticed a few people were dusting off their gym equipment and getting back out there again. Now, we had 3 winners from last week's show, and they are the fabulous Sue Clements, who is in Hobart. Hi, Sue. Sylvia and Ron Draper, the couple, they won a book, as well as Linda Phillips. So they all get a signed copy of book 1. So I think that they're very happy to be winners from last week. So are you going to be a winner from this week's show? Let's see later what happens. Now, I want to talk about diabetes because I've got to tell you, back when I was 100 kilos and getting fatter every day, let's put that in reality check, I was a real candidate for type 2 diabetes because of the lifestyle and the lack of exercise and my portions and everything really were leading me down that path. And I remember the doctor was concerned about my blood pressure and that, and he said, look, let's do some tests. And one of them was the diabetes check. Luckily for me, I came back clear, and not long after that, I had the wake-up call that decided to change my life for the better, and I lost all my weight. And I mean, now I know that there's no concerns for diabetes for me at all because of the healthy lifestyle that I live. So I want to talk to you a little bit about it today because it is Diabetes Awareness Week, so it's very appropriate. Now, you know, through the years, I've done lots and lots of research on diabetes because I find it very interesting because it kind of felt a bit connected to it. And Lisa Cochrane, who is a fabulous dietitian, and she is a diabetes expert, and she's the one that writes in the cookbook. So you might remember her, like if you look in the recipes, you'll see these little tips down the bottom here. And in the older books, they were like a yellow Post-it note. Now, they're actually written a lot of the times for people with diabetes. So you really should check those tips out because they could really help you. Well, you know, I think the key is a healthy lifestyle is the way we want to go because the poor food choices can be a real problem when you're concerned about type 2 diabetes. Now, let me read you this. According to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, diabetes is the 7th leading cause of death in Australia. I can't believe that. And it is a factor in 10% of all deaths. Now, research indicates that 60% of cases are actually preventable. So maybe today we might prevent some people as well with the tips that we're giving today. So make sure you're writing notes. And if you know anyone that's, you know, could be a candidate, you need to get them to watch the show as well. Now, the thing is, there's several types of diabetes, but the main two is type 1, which, you know, is an autoimmune disease, and it's not preventable. You know, it is, you just kind of get it and that's it. And it can be managed with a healthy diet but medication is definitely a must. Whereas type 2 diabetes, that's one where it's often lifestyle related for most people. So it really does mean that, you know, you've got to look at your food choices, how active you are, and looking at that lifestyle in general. And I think that when you think that the stats on it are just shocking. Did you know that people with diabetes are 15 times more likely to undergo amputation? 15 times more likely, which is just crazy. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, the choices between healthy food and facing that very real possibility of amputation, blindness, kidney failure is another one, seems like a no-brainer to me. Healthy is a lot better choice in the long run. Now, those that are the risk mainly of type 2 diabetes are overweight people. Hello, that was me. Over the age of 45, well, I really wasn't 45 at the time, but getting there, with high blood pressure and a family history of diabetes that can impact it, heart disease or heart attack. Now, women who have gestational diabetes and polycystic ovarian syndrome are also prime candidates for type 2 diabetes. So you've got to look, if those concerns are with you, then you need to really step up, I think, if you want to have a long and healthy life ahead. Now, some of the symptoms of type 2 diabetes, I think this is really good to note. What are the symptoms? Because you could be maybe diabetic and don't even know. So they include excessive thirst. Like if you really just can never stop drinking, that's a really big sign. Frequent urination, always feeling tired, hungry, constantly hungry, and blurred vision and moodiness. Now the good news, like me, you can avoid this by changing your bad habits and adapting to that healthy lifestyle, which is exactly what I did. Now, of course, I'm all about what's happening in the kitchen, and I think that's where I want to go today, looking at the prevention side by what you're doing in the kitchen. So straight up, I want to say to you, go in your fridge and pantry, check it out, tell me, is it leading you closer to type 2 diabetes, or is it leading you to a healthier lifestyle? And you need to maybe do a clean out and do some honesty with yourself about what needs to be taken out of those cupboards in the fridge that aren't supporting you. Now, maintaining a healthy weight is a really good positive thing because it reduces the likelihood of developing type 2 diabetes and other lifestyle related diseases. I mean, it's just not diabetes that will benefit from you doing that. And the good news is that all my recipes are fantastic for healthy living, as you know. And my shakes as well, they are fantastic. They've got a 5-star health rating from the Australian government. So that tells you that they are awesome for all general health and well-being for all of us. But don't forget that in book 5 and book 6, I have 28-day weight loss plans. And they were perfect for anyone that's looking for a healthy lifestyle, especially people with diabetes, because it takes all the guesswork out of what you've got to do. And I think that's great. Now today I want to give you 5 simple, easy tips to improve your health. And so in the end, you're going to come out of this, if you follow these 5 things, you're going to find that diabetes may be something you don't have to worry about. So let's get it going. So now number 1 is switch to low-fat dairy products. I mean, how easy is that? Because we're looking at having a low saturated fat diet. It's really important for anyone who wants to avoid those illnesses that we have plagued with, like heart disease, high cholesterol, all those things, and diabetes. Now, let's think about how I've changed that around, and it's simple. Using evaporated light milk is just a genius idea instead of using cream. Way healthier. It's still got the creamy taste to the sauces and that, but it doesn't have the high saturated fat that cream has. So that's a winner. Another one is using the For Me yogurt in my recipes and on my menu plans because they are so much lower in fat as well. And they taste just the same. I think they really taste good. Now, cheese is another one. Cheese can be very, very high in saturated fat, and you'll notice in my recipes and in my menu plans, I always suggest the 30% reduced fat tasty cheese. Now, I reckon it tastes the same as any cheese, so why would you want to have the full fat when that one's just good, and it's really good for your health, so that's a good thing for you. And the other one with the dairy is milk. So, a cup of milk has about 10 grams of fat. Now, if you find going to skim's too extreme for you, because skim is fabulous, it's my favourite choice because it's 0.2 grams of fat for a cup. But you could, if you go, oh, Annette, I hate skim milk, well, go to trim. That's about 4 grams of fat a cup. So maybe start with that, and then maybe as you go along, you might be able to get into the skim milk a little bit longer. It's really about making some changes, no matter how small, still making changes will really help you. Now, the tip 2 is eliminating the high sugar soft drinks. Yes, say goodbye to them. Not only are they full of sugar, they're full of gas, some of them have caffeine in them like the colas. They're just not good for healthy people. They're just not a good choice. But what is a good choice? Of course, is water. That's the best drink of all. But look, if you feel like you still want like a bit of a fizzy thing happening and you're missing the soft drinks, then I often have mineral water or natural mineral water and soda water and add a slice of orange or lemon or lime, and that really does make it taste a little bit better. I'm just not a really big fan of the diet soft drinks. You know, they've got artificial sweetener in them. I don't think that they improve anyone's health by having them. So I think they are something that you need to cut out, because I just don't think they're great. And I mean, we could have a conversation about these particular soft drinks at another time, because I'm just not a fan. Now, tip 3 is getting your serves of veggies and fruit. Now, I am shocked, amazed, disbelievable about the whole thing, disbelieving I should say, not disbelievable, Diane's laughing at me, about the fact that they say, the stats are telling us that people don't eat vegetables or salad much or fruit. And I go, seriously? But it's true. You've got to have your 5 serves of veggies or salad a day and your 2 to 3 serves of fruit. So like a simple switch up would be, instead of having sugar on your cereal, why don't you have some fresh fruit on it? I mean, it's better. I mean, start small, you know, like just have a few bits of broccoli on your plate or a couple of bits of carrot. Like, you know, don't overwhelm yourself and then you don't do it. Or if you like raw, sometimes that's better than cooked. Grab, instead of an apple, which is an apple still a great choice, but maybe grab a carrot and chomp on that, and that way you're going to get your quota up. I tell you though, if you've got my cookbooks, you know I love to camouflage veggies in there, especially for the kids. But it sounds like some of the big kids, like you adults, aren't having enough veggie or salad either. And so like my macaroni beef, my rissoles, my vegetable fried rice, like there's so many recipes where you're going to get lots of veggies without maybe even knowing it. So the key is to take the focus on what you like more than what you don't like. And, you know, just realise that it's good for well-being. Your body needs these fresh veggies and salads and fruit to give you the fibre and the nutrition for the day. Now, the 4th one is choose the lean proteins. This is another way to reduce the saturated fat. So some of the products that I really like is the lean rump. Now, I really object to paying $25 a kilo for some rump. And when I cut all the fat off, I'm just throwing it in the bin, and I've wasted a lot of money that way. So when you're looking for your meat, look for the really lean and the less fatty bits of steak to save you the money. But I do love the rump, the 5% lean mince. The beef mince is really good. Lamb leg steaks I find are the leanest cut of the lamb. And the chicken, of course, the breast without the skin, and the new fashion pork, which they often call heart smart pork, is very, very lean. So they're the ones that anyone with, you know, people with type 2 diabetes or anyone wanting a healthy lifestyle, they're your choices to go to for proteins. And other healthy ones, though, of course, are nuts. You've got your tofu, fish, beans, legumes, you know, those type of things are really good proteins as well. Now, the final tip is reducing your portion sizes. Now, this is something I worked on very quickly, because I knew that when I was 100 kilos, I was eating too much. And so, you know, you have a smaller plate, smaller bowl, maybe smaller glasses instead of these great big tumblers, because we've upsized and it's showing on our waistline and causing many health problems. But look, you can always grab the little plates like these. I've got the dinner plate and the bowls. These portion plates are really great if you're struggling with that portion sizing, because on this side, of course, you fill your veggies and salad. This is your lean, low GI carbs, and up here is your lean proteins. So that's a good one for anyone wanting a little bit of help. I mean, making simple changes can make a big difference, I've got to tell you. So my final thoughts to help you a little bit more is just face these cold, hard facts, because you really need to clean out your pantry and fridge, start using more of my healthy, low saturated fat recipes, drink lots of water, and, you know, exercising is a win-win for everybody. You know, day by day, week by week, if you make little changes like the dairy or the proteins or whatever, it's going to add up, and you'll be so glad that you did it when you see the results of a healthy body. Bearing in mind that each person's needs are different, especially with people that have type 2 diabetes. So the best way to manage the diabetes, you know, is to possibly go and get a check from your doctor if you're not sure. And today is just a bit of general information to help you, but I would suggest going to that health professional if you really want to have more questions answered or you're not sure. But hello, one more thing I can help you with is I have lots of tips and thoughts and recipes in my fabulous diabetes awareness, Diabetes Essential ebook. Now you can get it on my website. It's fantastic. It's an awesome resource, and I think it will help anyone. If you know anyone that has type 2 or they're on that borderline, this could be a terrific book for them. So I'll put the link up for you in the comments after the show. But of course, you know what? There's a great place where you can go for more support, and that's Diabetes Australia. Now, I've got their toll-free helpline number, so if you've got your pen there, it's 1300 136 588. Let me just say that again, 1300 136 588. Fantastic. So now for this week's show, I want to give away a book 6. Okay, let's do book 6, because this way you can start with the menu plans and the fantastic 28-day masterclass. So if you want to win this $19.95 book, personally signed by me, I'm going to pick 3 lucky winners, and all you have to do is like, share, and in the comments, you know what you're going to do is hashtag simply with the number 2 good. Hashtag simply 2 good. And I'll pick 3 winners for and let you know. Now, for Sydney Siders, hello. Hi, Sydney people. I'm going to be on stage at the Weight Loss Expo at Rose Hill Racecourse next weekend. I'm so busy excited about it. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday next week, 22nd. I'm also going to be on stand 94. My team are going to be there, so please come say hello. And I really look forward to meeting as many of you guys as I can personally. So come on over, that's next week. Now, just remember, these tips are all designed to help you, because who knew weight loss could be so deliciously healthy when you've got the support of my fabulous cookbooks and my awesome shakes and our show each week. I'm sure you're getting lots of tips with that. Now, next week, I'm not going to be here. That's right, I am taking 2 weeks off just for a break, and because I'm at the expo as well, I'm going to be super busy. So I'll be back on the 2nd of August. I'll be in the kitchen, so just put it in your little diary, in your calendar, that back to the show on the 2nd of August. Now go to www.simplytoogood.com.au for more recipes and tips and ideas, and thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope it's been a help. So I'll see you in 2 weeks, and for those Sydney people, I'll see you at the expo. Bye now.